Hi guys, so I thought I'd just give a bit of an update on how I'm doing. It's 8 days now since my operation. Not a lot to sort of fill you in on really. The main important part of the first 2 weeks is swelling management. So I've just been sitting around a lot, foot up, making sure that the fluid can drain away. I'm partial weight bearing, which means I'm able to put a tiny bit of weight through it. So fortunately, they didn't give me any blood thinners that I had to inject. But it also means that I need to make sure that I am moving my foot around, just getting that calf going, which will stop the risk of sort of deep vein thrombosis from forming. They're just little blood clots that are really, really dangerous. They can become detached in the blood and go up into the lungs, things like that. So I've got to make sure that I'm moving the calf around, wiggling my toes, things like that. I'm allowed to take my boot off as well every now and then, so I've been taking that off just while I'm sat watching telly. The size of it when I first took it off was huge, and I wasn't sure if that was padding, swelling, or whether it was the bandage that had been wrapped around. But hopefully it's going to go down. I've got a wound check next week. I think it's next Thursday. I've not got my appointment through yet. But yeah, everything seems to be going well. The pain is under control, so I feel quite positive about that. I'm sleeping quite well. It's a bit awkward with the boot, and I'm trying to keep it elevated while I'm sleeping. But having such a large boot is a little bit awkward when you're turning over. The one thing I've realised though is just how much you rely on family and friends. So we don't have any children, but we've got a dog, and my wife is, fortunately, she's a teacher, so she's off work at the moment, so she's kind of nursing me, and it's amazing really sort of how people do this without the help. Little things like carrying a cup of coffee into the lounge, getting yourself a drink. She's kind of doing all that, so she's been amazing, supporting me through that. Other things that I found a bit of a struggle, showering, that's been quite tough. Having to put like a bin bag over my boot, and then we've just got a stand-up shower, so it's getting in there without the crutches and things like that, and then being careful not to put too much weight through it, and also not getting the wound wet, because that was one of the big things. So that's been quite tricky, but it just takes me a bit longer, and we're managing. I think that's about it though. So I just wanted to give this just as a bit of a follow on from last week's video, because I'm conscious that I hadn't put a follow up. I think once I start doing my rehab, that's when the videos will come a little bit thick and faster. But just for now, it's just getting on and working through it. But all positive so far, so I'll see you on the next video.